The North African country Tunisia joins the Sahel region, requesting the French ambassador to leave the country for its expulsion. France is in trouble. Hello, I am Mahlet Ayele, your host at Connect Africa, bringing you the latest from the continent. So, Tunisia joined the Sahel region, requesting the French ambassador to leave its country. It's not only actually the French ambassador, they also have requested the US ambassador to leave, both of them. Now, this question came not from the Tunisian, the Tunis government directly, but rather it is from the Labor Party or Working Union, the Workers' Party. That's what from the leader of the Workers' Party by the name. This is the guy. Hamami. He's the one. So you may wonder that why Tunisia is requesting for the French or calling for the French ambassador to leave the country. I mean, it is the same with, its request for the ambassador to leave. Yes, it is the same with the Sahel region, but the main reason is not the same. The reason is actually for Tunisia because France aligned itself with the Israel-Palestine war, that France is standing with Israel, as President Macron, told publicly. He also traveled to Middle East. So this is what he says, the Workers' Party leader of Tunisia, the president of Workers' Party, Hamami, called this Friday, meaning the 20th of October, to expel the American and French ambassadors from Tunisia for their countries in backing for, as it's in quote, in the Zionist entity. That's what he called it. And he also further actually added, he also called for decreasing cooperation with all regimes which have shown their support for Israel. That's what he said, and who are against Palestinians for withdrawing from agreements. And he also had another region. Whoa. Okay, wait. I mean, first of all, it's for standing with Israel, or as he calls them, the Zionist state. Secondly, it's for being against the Palestinian. The third reason is that actually for not supporting Tunisia to be a member of NATO. Just watch out. I mean, sometimes we just excited, saying that, oh, another African country is joining that request of the French ambassador to leave. No. This is for a different reason. I'm not positive or negative for them, for them requesting the French ambassador, but the very reason where Tunisia stands in comparison with the rest of Africa, meaning the Black Africa especially, or as they call it, the Sub-Saharan Africa, it's totally in a different position. Let me just give you a bit of a background on this, okay? Now, the Sahel region, it is what they're doing is first of all they are freeing themselves from those leaders in their country who are a puppet for the West. So they did a coup d'etat, or as we call it, a revolution. These are Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. And to some extent, you might add Guinea, because Guinea also have done their coup. But his wife is American, and also he is in a good relationship with the West. So that's to be questioned. Now, if you see Tunisia, and actually for the rest of France has, this is I don't know if I have the map here, but I don't have it. I mean, the whole place where France occupied Africa during colonization. There is a northern part of the continent, and then there is a western part of the continent, and there is a central Africa, and then those islands scattered everywhere, who are like Seychelles, Comoros, and the like, and Madagascar. Now, the northern part is very much different from the Western Africa. It is the Western Africa who suffered a lot. Those 14 African countries that you see here are the one who signed a colonial pact with France that is tying them, putting their money in the Bank of France, the CFA currency, and also their militaries are trained in France. It's a lot. It's basically literally a continuation of colonization in Africa, while the French have left physically from those countries, but the colonization continues through that colonial pact that they have signed with France. Which ones? Not all of them. It's only those the Western and the Central African countries. The Northern African countries, Algeria, Tunisia, and Morocco, are not part of this, or Cape Verde, or Mauritania, Seychelles or Comoros, they are not part of this. So Tunisia is not suffering the same like those Sahel regions that you see in the western part of the continent. Okay, I just want to give you a background. Now, this is Tunisia. Look at the map. It's very much close to, it's on the edge of in the northern part of the continent, and you see from between Tunisia and Europe, it's only the sea, and then you have Spain, and then you see there France, and then there is Italy. So it's only the sea between Tunisia and France. Now, Tunisia has recently, there was not something, by most of the Pan-Africans or the Black world. Tunisia has angered the Black Africans because it has signed this agreement with the European Union in terms, as they call it, to control the migration, the African migrants, these Black people who are migrating to Europe to deport them back. Now, Tunisia does the police work for France, or for Europe. They detain them here. They have nowhere to go. Some of them look at them like they are stranded here. Some of them, they die in the sea. Like, for example, one of them, it's a quote, I'm quoting it for you. Like a Tunisian guy, it's near to Tunisia in the Mediterranean Sea, 22 people killed. It's a very recent story. Now, one man said from Tunisia, these are sub-Saharan Africans who died while trying to cross to Europe. This is how he calls the sub-Saharan African. There's a lot of racism against the Black people in the Arab world. Let's call a spade a spade. It's really now. Tunisia is trying to kick the French ambassador. I'm not to sympathize with the French, but let them kick the French ambassador. In fact, I want Tunisia to achieve their full independence in whatever they want, but the reason is not the same. It's not like the Sahel regions, like Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. And Tunisia also trying to be NATO. NATO it's a colonial power. It's that international institution that is established to continue colonization in Africa and anywhere else. It's the Western organization. It's NATO that destroyed Libya, led by the United States and France. So for Tunisia to be a member of NATO, and now that this man is calling, for those Westerners who withdrew the question of Tunisia from being a member of NATO, all those let them. It's for that reason as well. He's, calling for the expulsion of French ambassador and the U.S. ambassador. So I don't want you to get away with the hip of the media. Many YouTubers or social media might come up just with the headline to you, Tunisia has requested, or Tunisia has joined Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger requesting the French ambassador to leave. No, 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 no. You have to get the full story. These are the reasons, okay? I mean, they have full right for what I mean. It's their country, but here this platform it's a Pan-African platform, so we look at things from the Pan-African point of view. Now, Tunisia actually recently got a fund around more than actually close to $300 million. Let us see here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, here, $286 million to stop EU-bound migrants, okay? And the president is a very good, Tunisia is, don't get it twisted, they have not signed that colonial pact. I mean, not Algeria, not Morocco for that reason, but Morocco and Algeria are different from Tunisia. As you know, Morocco, when they have the earthquake, Morocco refused a help from France. Their relationship with France is very strained one. And Algeria is very, that Pan-African country who actually, stood up with Niger when France threatened with military intervention backing the ECOWAS. Algeria said, I will not allow my airspace for any military intervention in Niger, because Algeria is just above Niger in the map, if you see. So those Northern African countries, they are even different. Morocco and Algeria are very much different from Tunisia. Tunisia has always that good relationship, cozy with the Western world and especially with France. So that is something that you need to pay attention. But that being said, let me just share this with you. But also we have to remember that Tunisia is that country who started, do not undermine them, who started the Arab Spring in 2011. If you remember, it is the starting point. The fire was lit from this country. Okay, this man, he's a Tunisian man. If you remember the story, he alighted himself alive, and he died at the end because he couldn't get a job. He has been searching and searching, looking for a job he couldn't find. And, the radical Islam leader was just getting confirmation to continue its leadership or for the election, something like that. So he was just hopeless and he burned himself alive. This is how the Arab Spring started in 2011. So if they really look at things from a good cause and from the African perspective, then these are also some revolutionary people who can make a change. But to be part of Africa whenever it suits you, and then to be part of the Arab world and bring that Arab agenda in the continent, and that works actually against the interest of the African people, that doesn't work. That should not be accepted and should be called out. That is my point here. I hope you got the full information of it. Thank you very much for tuning in. And I am here again. I have read the news, but I just wanted to look at things from a different direction. And that's what so it's from this angle I want you to look at. The reasons are, one, for French and the US to stand by because they supported Israel in this Israel-Palestine war. And then secondly, for being against Palestinians. Thirdly, it is for those countries to withdrawing from agreements which make Tunisia a privileged, this is what he called it, underlines this word, a privileged partner of NATO. Why should they partner NATO? And they are part of Africa. And NATO is working against Africa. Yeah, so please, let's keep that in mind. And thank you very much for tuning in. Hello here. Who do I see? I see Julio Mendes. Julio Mendes is always first from Brazil. Hello and welcome, Julio. Thank you for your continued support. Lucio Delgado. Hello from Montreal. Oh, Montreal. Hello. Thank you. Oh, we have some Canadas and Brits. Green, the new season has arrived finally, and I am delighted. African nations are beginning to firmly show the world that they will no longer tolerate. It's good, it's their country. If they don't agree with the ideology or with whatever stance France has regarding the Israel Palestine war, they can expel the ambassador, but it's not really for a Pan-African perspective or because they want to be independent. It's just that for their ideology, their view towards this Israel-Palestine war, where everybody is taking side. And by the way, just to say one fact, both US and France are not, okay, they say they support Israel, but they are not against Palestinians. As far as I know, they went and they're talking also with the Palestinians. So, yeah, that seems also. Zakia Amatula, I'm so glad Africa is getting a ride of. Okay, good. Brit Green. Who else I miss here? Okay, Jaila Diallo. Hello. Tunisia was also expelling Africans by saying Tunisia. Thank you. Thank you, Jaila Diallo, for confirming my argument here. That's exactly what I wanted. We need to pay attention. So we are here to enlighten you, to give you a Pan-African perspective, okay? Because mostly North African countries, whenever they're all of them, they are part of the League of Arab Nation, which is okay. But whenever there's something in the sub-Saharan Africa, which I don't like to call it sub-Saharan Africa, but in the Black Africa, which I'm proud to call it, then they kind of suit. It's always their agenda is, their heart is more in the Arab world than Africa. And when it suits them, they even want to be part of Europe because they think that geographically they are close to Europe. But Algeria is a different story, really, because it's really mostly it's a Pan-African country, and its relation with France is very, very strange. They are very revolutionary people. Rena Black, hello again. Honorine S, I got it. Okay, but you can still watch the video, no problem, from the start. Certain countries of Africa combine and take care of one another. Exactly, that's what we need. So thank you very much. Please subscribe to the channel, give it a like, please give it thumbs up and share the video. It helps us, it helps our YouTube algorithm. We need to grow. We thank you every day for the comments that you are giving us, for the increasing the number of our subscription, for your view, for your time, and you not only to watch it, you even take time to comment here in the chat, and then after the stream is over. So I really don't take that for granted. I'm so grateful. Thank you very much. So please continue to share the video. If you want to support us further, you can go ahead in the description section and donate whatever amount it is. We are grateful to our PayPal accounts. Yeah, so thank you very much. Bye-bye, and I will see you on the next one. Until then, bye-bye. Yeah, and please comment, let us know your view in the comment section. What do you think of Tunisia's action or call for the expulsion of French ambassador after I told you all this story, where Tunisia stand in terms of compared to the Black Africa? Okay, yeah, I will wait for you. Bye-bye.